Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, I want to tell you a story. It's a story that's been whispering to me for a while now. A tale of love, secrets, and the kind of courage that blooms in the most unexpected places. Imagine this. Under the heavy, humid air of the southern sky, two hearts found a moment the world wasn't ready for. This is the story of Alara and Liam. A story I'm calling Beneath the Magnolia Moon. Our story begins in Charleston, 1958. The air is thick with the scent of magnolias and jasmine, but also with unspoken rules and rigid expectations. Charleston society is a beautiful, intricate dance where everyone knows their steps. Alara, the daughter of a prominent senator, is the belle of the ball. She's poised, graceful, and engaged to a man chosen to secure her family's legacy. On the surface, her life is a perfect postcard, but beneath that flawless exterior, Alara feels a deep sense of disconnect, a yearning for something real in a world that feels entirely staged. She's an artist at heart, finding solace in her secret sketchbook, capturing the raw, unfiltered beauty of the world that her own life lacks. Then, Liam enters the picture. He's not from her world. He's a musician, his hands calloused from his guitar strings, his voice carrying the soulful, rebellious rhythm of early rock and roll. He works at a small, smoky jazz club on the wrong side of the tracks, a place where the music is honest and the emotions are real. Liam's passion isn't for social standing or inherited wealth. It's for the stories he can tell with his six-string guitar and his raw, heartfelt lyrics. He sees the world not in black and white, but in a symphony of colors. A stark contrast to Alara's carefully curated, monochrome existence. Their first meeting is pure chance, a collision of two separate worlds. One sweltering evening, desperate for a breath of fresh air and an escape from another stifling high society gala, Alara wanders far from the manicured lawns of her family's estate. She follows the faint sound of a guitar, a melody that feels like a lifeline pulling her forward. She finds Liam on a weathered dock by the Ashley River, the moonlight catching the silver of his guitar strings. He's not performing for anyone. He's just playing for the moon and the tide. For the first time, Alara feels seen, not as a senator's daughter or a future wife, but just as a person, captivated by a sound that speaks directly to her soul. Liam is initially wary. He's seen girls like her before, slumming it for a night, looking for a cheap thrill before returning to their gilded cages. But there's something different in Alara's eyes. He sees a flicker of the same yearning he feels, a shared loneliness. He plays her a song, not one of his boisterous club numbers, but a quiet, melancholic tune about wanting to break free. And in that moment, under the watchful gaze of the Magnolia moon, a connection is forged. It's fragile, forbidden, and utterly magnetic. Their relationship blossoms in secret. They meet in stolen moments, in hidden alleyways, on deserted beaches at dawn, and in the hushed corners of the city library. For Alara, being with Liam is like learning to breathe for the first time. He encourages her art, praising the raw emotion in her sketches. He shows her a side of Charleston she never knew existed, a world vibrant with life, struggle, and authentic beauty. With him, she isn't a porcelain doll. She's just Alara, a girl with charcoal-smudged fingers and a heart full of dreams. For Liam, Alara is a muse. She inspires songs filled with a hope and tenderness he didn't know he was capable of. She sees beyond his rough exterior to the poet and dreamer underneath. She doesn't judge his background or his lack of social standing. She simply sees him. Their love becomes a sanctuary, a secret garden where they can be their true selves, away from the prying eyes of a society that would never understand. But we all know that secrets, especially in a town as small and interconnected as Charleston, have a way of coming to light. The rising action of our story is fueled by the constant threat of discovery. Alara's fiancé, a man named Sterling, is not just a suitor. He's ambitious and deeply possessive. He begins to notice a change in Alara. He sees a new light in her eyes, a new confidence in her step that has nothing to do with him. His suspicion grows, and he starts to watch her. his jealousy a quiet poison seeping into their carefully constructed world. He represents the cage that is slowly closing back around Alara. A cage of duty, family honor, and social obligation. At the same time, Liam's band starts getting noticed. A record producer from out of town hears them play and offers them a chance to tour, a ticket out of Charleston and into the wider world. It's the dream Liam has been chasing his entire life, but the dream comes with a choice. Leaving means leaving Alara. Staying means sacrificing his one shot at a different life, possibly for a love that can only exist in the shadows. The pressure mounts on both of them, pulling them in opposite directions. The climax arrives on the night of the annual Magnolia Ball, the biggest social event of the year in Charleston. It's the night Alara's engagement to Sterling is to be officially and very publicly celebrated. She's dressed in a gown that feels like a costume, her face a mask of polite smiles. Every moment feels like a betrayal of the person she's become with Liam. She knows that this night represents a point of no return. It's the moment she either succumbs to her family's expectations forever or finds the courage to fight for her own happiness. Meanwhile, Liam is facing his own crossroads. His band is supposed to leave that very night. His bags are packed. His dream is waiting, but he can't shake the feeling that leaving without fighting for Alara is a coward's choice. He writes a new song, a powerful ballad that lays his heart bare. It's a song about choosing love over ambition, about finding a home not in a place, but in a person. He knows what he has to do. He makes a decision that will change everything. In a move that sends shockwaves through Charleston's elite, Liam crashes the Magnolia Ball. He doesn't cause a scene with violence or anger. Instead, he walks onto the stage, takes the microphone, and with just his voice and his guitar, he sings his song. He sings it directly to Alara. The entire ballroom falls silent. The lyrics tell their story, the story of stolen moments under the Magnolia moon, of two worlds colliding, of a love that defies all logic and expectation. It's a public declaration, a burning of all bridges. In that moment, everyone is looking at Alara. Her father's face is a mask of fury. Sterling's is twisted with humiliation and rage. She has two paths in front of her. One is safe, prescribed, and leads to a life of quiet desperation. The other is uncertain, terrifying, and leads toward Liam. The final shot of this climax would be standing in the spotlight, a single tear tracing a path down her cheek. She takes a deep breath, and she takes a step. But which way does she go? That, my friends, is the question at the heart of Beneath the Magnolia Moon. It's a story about the choices we make, the risks we take for love, and the courage it takes to write our own story, even when the world has already written one for us. What do you think happens next? Does Alara choose the life she was born into? Or does she choose the love that set her free? Does Liam's grand gesture lead to their happily ever after? Or does it lead to ruin for them both? I have so many ideas for where this story could go, exploring the fallout of that night and the difficult path they would have to walk. Would they escape Charleston together and face the challenges of a new life on the road? Or would the forces of society prove too strong, tearing them apart? This story feels so rich with possibility, delving into themes of social class, artistic freedom, and the timeless struggle between duty and desire. I'm really passionate about this concept, and I'd love to know what you think. Does this sound like a story you'd want to see fully developed? Maybe as a novel or a screenplay? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What parts of the story resonate with you the most? And most importantly, what choice do you think Alara makes? Your feedback is so incredibly valuable, and it helps me know what kind of stories you want to hear. Thank you so much for listening and for being a part of this creative journey. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss what's next. Until next time, keep dreaming.